Hello everyone, my name is Asmita Neve Pawar and welcome to Conversations Mumbai. I hope you all are doing well and staying safe. We at Conversations Mumbai, we bring to you stories of people from different walks of life, and all these stories are absolutely interesting, inspiring, and of those people who have taken that unconventional path and have achieved great success. And today we have one such amazing person with us. She is known as the Daredevil. Every day her life is full of adventure and thrill. She is also known as India's Marvel stunt woman. She has done countless dangerous, death-defying stunts for more than 200 Bollywood movies, TV commercials, and also few Hollywood movies. You name the stunt and she has done it.
You ready? Let's go! Yeah! Those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, yo. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him. Fuck him, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's on note, and he writes every line, and I've seen him at work when that light goes on in his mind. It's like a design is written in his head every time before he even touches a key or speaks in a rhyme. And those motherfuckers he runs with, the kids that he signed, ridiculous, without even trying.
And she has done it for almost all the Bollywood celebrities. Just to name a few, Aishwarya Rai stunts in Dhoom was done by her. Tashin, Kareena Kapoor stunts. Bang Bang, Katrina Kaif stunts. Priyanka Chopra, Gangajal stunt. Akira, Sonakshi Sinha stunts. So these are just few names, but the list goes on and on and on. She has been in this industry from last 20 years and she has received 2 lifetime awards and 7 Taurus World Stunt nominations. Please join me in welcoming Bollywood's most successful, multi-talented stunt woman, and she is none other than the very popular Sanober Pardiwala. Hi Sanober, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. That was a lovely introduction. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we are absolutely thrilled to know your story and how has been your journey, because this is one such field which, not everyone will choose as their career. So how and when did you, think of becoming a stunt woman?
Well, this is definitely a very unusual profession. And when I thought of becoming a stunt woman was when I was 12 years old. I was called in for an audition where I had to do a somersault. And when I did that, word just spread like wildfire. And with that, I also realized that when I'm good at doing something, why not pursue it as my passion and continue and make it into my profession?
Great. So you had all your family support. Did they say mat karo, dangerous hai and all?
Of course, any family would initially be a little reluctant about, having a high risk job profile. And initially they thought that I'm pretty young, I'm too small, I'm pretty young to make that decision. But then eventually they realized that as I grew with it, they really appreciated and they supported me in every which format that they could. And along with that, at the age of 16, I wasn't only, gonna be just a stunt woman. So you have to be a little realistic. Being a stunt woman is physically very challenging, demanding, and it has a lot of huge demands in terms of, constantly being on the edge and constantly being at risk. What happens in that is you need to understand that one margin of error or one slightest error can actually put you paralyzed for the rest of your life, or it can, kind of cause a lot of troubles and cause a lot of haywires in your life. So that is the reason when I was 16, I also studied exercise physiology and nutrition and started practicing from the age of 18. And well, post that, I have been doing also when I was 23, I studied clinical hypnotherapy and completed my doctorate for the same.
Great.
So yes, it's as my parents also saw that, and they knew that, you know, if this is not my only source of bread and butter, and I am independent in several other ways also, they were very proud of it, and they were very relaxed, and they knew that I knew what I was doing.
Correct. So, you need to be very realistic and practical and understand that this is something, which can take a toll on your life, and you need to have two different careers made
Yes, you
in
have to be
yourself.
a little realistic. So what happens over here is, see, what happens, let's say when you're a stunt artist, one margin of error, one wrong thing that happens in your life,
Hmm.
one thing that is wrong that happens in your life, and you're paralyzed, or let's say, even if you get a small screw in your foot, or let's say you've got a fracture and you've got this, implants done, screws and, nuts fitted, then you wouldn't be able to jump from a 10 feet height that you were doing earlier. So where do you go as a stunt artist? And if that is the only profession and that is the only thing that you've learned in life, then where do you go? What do you do?
Does it require any special skill set or any specific characteristics to become a stunt woman?
Of
Apart from
course.
having great physical fitness, does it also require mental fitness?
Yes, so it's not first a mental physical fitness is just one word to it. You cannot just be absolutely physical fit and start performing stunts. It doesn't work that way. So you need to be specialized into fields. Either it is bikes, cars. Let's say you need to have a couple of experiences with fire sequences. You need to know what are cables, harnesses, jumping from heights. You also need to kind of upgrade yourself with your water skills if that be, and you cannot just be absolutely a physically fit and be a stunt artist. No. So being physically fit, yes, it does provide you a good amount of balance in your body, but being a stunt artist again is a very different thing. The way you roll, you should know how to fall, you should know how to look dangerous when you're falling, but at the same time not get yourself hurt. So for the camera it has to look wow, but in reality for you it has to be not that wow, that because you're not going to get hurt. That's the whole idea of being a stunt artist. So
True.
yes, you definitely need those skills. And then mentally also, you need to learn and you need to understand the art of disassociating yourself with the rest of the world when you're performing stunts. You cannot be mentally disturbed and perform a high octane life risky stunt. Definitely no. No. So life is something which is so uncertain that nothing in life is permanent. So there are so many things that are uncertain, and sometimes certain things in life work, certain things in life don't work. And let's say when you're in your lowest phase and you get a shoot which is high physically demanding, you need to develop a mental ability wherein you are able to disassociate yourself from the rest of the world or everything that is happening around you, and that is when you perform. So yes,
Absolutely.
definitely mental health is of utmost
That's
importance.
importance, correct. So you need to somebody should be able to switch their mental and emotional state
Oh
with
yes, and
this.
if you're not able to do that, then you should definitely not do stunts. For
True.
sure, then this is not the field for someone like that.
Absolutely. You look so beautiful. Have you considered becoming an actress?
Well, I've done a lot of cameo roles, and action cameo roles is what I've really done in several movies. Rab Ne Bana Di Jodi. I've also done a cameo in that. I've done Aa Dekhe Zara. I've done Krrish 3. I've done several cameo roles in action.
So if you could help the viewers understand what exactly is cameo role.
So, well, a cameo role is something like this, wherein there is a sequence. Let's say, for example, Krish 3. In Krish 3, there was a sequence wherein mother is shopping in a mall and she suddenly wins a lottery ticket. In excitement, she just rushes towards the edge and her leg slips. She's carrying an infant
Yeah.
and she triples over. She just topples over the railing and falls down. Suddenly, Krish comes, holds her hand, and the other lady, Kangna, kind of grabs the baby which is falling downstairs.
Okay, great.
So that is what is called a cameo role, which is a
Cameo
very
role.
short role, which is connected to action.
Oh, okay, okay, great. So, do you have any favorite stunt of yours that you have performed?
So, well, let's think about it. Thinking of that, well, what comes to my mind is one of the stunts we did for movie Ravan for Aishwarya Rai. That was, I think, one of the most demanding stunts, and it was actually physically challenging, mentally challenging, and yes, that's how we executed it. We were shooting in a rainforest in Ethirapalli, Kerala, and well, it was painful because it was a rainforest, so all the time you're wet.
Mm.
Because we were shooting on top of a waterfall, you have to carry all the equipment up there, and since it's a no man's land and we got special permission from the forest department to shoot there, there were no roads kind of actually paved there. So imagine to carry big cameras, cranes, and the entire equipment all the way up to the waterfall. It took us 2 days to reach there. Then 2 days to just rig the entire equipment. Once the equipment is up, you have to also rig it, you know, for the fall and the crane and everything. So yes, that again took another 2 days. And post that was done was the fall. Now this mountain was also one of the trickiest mountains. So you see, normally a mountain is in this position. It's like
Correct.
a angular shape.
Right. Yeah.
So this mountain had a belly. It
Okay.
wasn't angular. So this was the waterfall. This is the waterfall. So and you're standing right here. Now imagine if you're here and this is the belly of the mountain. From here you have to take that big leap out
Agree.
to jump down. You cannot even have that slightest leap. So you're standing 150 feet on top of a
Mm.
waterfall and you have to take the biggest leap further ahead.
Correct.
No matters what, there is no other option. The other thing is you bang on the belly of the mountain, and that is a bad idea.
Bad
So,
idea.
yeah. And that was, I think, one of the trickiest stunts. And then there was this adjoining sequence also that went along with it, wherein this person survives the fall. Now, how does she survive the fall is the biggest, trickiest part of the trade. That is, she jumps off the waterfall, but then how she survives because it's 150 feet.
Mm.
So the way she survives that fall is because now this is another place where we were shooting a different camera, a different angle, a different location. Then both were merged together. And well, in this one, you are at 200, approx 200 feet height. This is a flat mountain. But this mountain has got several trees, rocks, trees, rocks, trees, rocks all around its journey down.
Okay.
So from ground, and then there is the river. Across the river, here is our crew. So
Oh.
they rig me up over here on the land. They swing me across the river.
Oh.
Now they lift me 200 feet all the way to the top of the mountain. Now, after reaching 200 feet high, the sound of the river was so much that you just couldn't hear the word action. So for 10 minutes, we were struggling on communication, and I'm still hanging in air, 200 feet up in
Okay.
air, ready for action, looking down, planning all the trees, no, this tree, no, that branch, that rock, this tree, In my head, I'm kind of constantly visualizing, and I'm
Correct.
still wondering why these people haven't called roll. Why am I still not going down, Why are we stuck here? So then after a long period of time, there was this guy who poorly, kind of climbed the entire mountain up for me,
Huh.
saying, Madam, action bol rahe hai. And I'm like, I couldn't hear a thing. They're screaming in the mic from below, but I couldn't hear a thing.
It
So
was
anyways, I
that
was
that
hanging,
much was the flow.
hanging there for 15 to 20 minutes doing nothing.
That thing.
200 feet on just two cables,
Okay.
hanging there. You can't hear a word. Even if you scream, they can't hear you. So what do? Just hang, enjoy the view. also one of the craziest things. And I think that shot was one thing that we pulled out in one take, and it was the perfect shot ever.
Great. I was just about to ask you, how many takes do you have to take to complete one stunt? And I'm sure it must be getting more and more risky as the takes increases. So you
Oh,
have to
yes.
do it perfect in one
So there
take.
are several factors that play into motion. So in the first take, your physical capacity 100%, your mental capacity 100%. In the second take, every take it reduces by 10%. You see, when you
Correct.
run on a treadmill for an hour, you've done your workout. Now
Correct.
imagine after an hour you have to run again for another hour.
Correct. Correct. It becomes very difficult.
Yes, definitely it is a little challenging, and you have to perform with the same intensity because these in today's times, cameras are all HD cameras. Even our phones have got HD cameras.
Correct.
So what happens with that is the technology becomes so good that the slightest low intensity is what you shows on the camera.
It shows
So you
on.
have to redo it again. Takes are just one take shots, and some are repeats, and repeats are not always because of stunt artists. Sometimes it's just the light, it's just the
Correct.
camera, it's just a
Correct.
reflection of something. Someone just walked in the frame, in the background.
Correct. Correct.
So yeah, these
So
miscellaneous
many
things will
technical
happen.
factors are connected. So it's not just about performing the stunt, but also understanding all these technicalities
Totally,
and how
totally.
the camera works and all.
Oh yes, totally, totally.
Great. Do they take any safety measures, precautions? Does the filmmaker take care of your life insurance and all those things? Does that?
Well, no, not really. So the concept of insurance and mediclaim being provided by the filmmakers is not yet very much on the roll in here at this present point in time, and I really hope that changes soon.
So, like you mentioned, you have other career options also apart from being a stunt woman,
Yeah.
and I'm sure there must be a lot of gaps also between two projects or two movies. So, how do you pan out your entire work schedule?
Well, stunts is not something that you are doing 30 days a month.
Correct.
It is
Correct.
as and when the project is. Sometimes you're working for 10 days a month. Sometimes you have no work for at least 3 to 4 months. You're out of work. So stunts is something that, is project wise. Whenever there's an action film happening is where, you called in for action.
Correct.
Otherwise, there is no work, you see.
Correct. Correct.
So on those days, I am busy training from morning to night is where I'm busy training people with either physical fitness or mental health. I'm also a mental health coach, so that is exactly what I guide people for the same. And that is what I do from morning to night.
Great. So you are into complete wellness. Does the look of a stunt woman matter? Height kitni hai, color kitna hai, baal
Of course,
kaise
it does
hai, does
matter.
that matter?
Of course, it does matter. It really does matter because you need to match with the body language of the actress. So, of course, it does matter.
Okay.
So you
So
have to match with the physical appearance of the actress. You have to match, certain features really need to go in. Apart from the face, it's not important that the face is matching. It is
correct.
also important that the height and the body language and, the way your body is, it should match with, who you
Correct.
are performing the stunt for.
Absolutely.
Definitely that's important too.
Great. So what are your future goals, future plans?
Future plans, well, I have several. One, I would love to start an animal shelter in the long run. That's not happening anywhere now, soon. But in the long run, definitely it would be an animal shelter, old age home for people, or some kind of a facility that, India lacks, especially for the care of old people. And lastly, or probably lately, have my own clinic where I can practice.
Okay. So practice your
That
hips,
is something that I have planned for my retirement. Practice as in mental health
mental health.
practice, and where I can work with and help people for mental health also. So that is also something that I have. There's a reason to study clinical hypnotherapy was to keep it as my retirement plan. The reason I practice it from now is I've been practicing it now. It's been like a good 7 years that I've been practicing it. And the reason I do that is obviously to gain experience. That is why I tell people that, follow parallel things, do things simultaneously so that, let's say you've got one job, but then Saturday and Sunday, don't waste it out.
Correct.
Do something. You're young right now, you can work around it and start gaining experience in this parallel field also. You never know when that can turn around and become your dominant field. And when it has to, you will have enough of experience to pick it up and reach ahead.
Absolutely, very true.
So no point in, just sitting and gaining degrees or gaining knowledge. No, I mean, use it. And even if you don't do it full time, do it part time. Do one person at a time. No problem. Do one person a week. No issues, but at least do something. With that, you're at least building your experience. So let's say when I retire, give or take around 60 or 65, or maybe when I'm 50, I would like to put up a clinic instead of, going 10 places and training people. And obviously stunts, I don't see that happening at that age for anyone. So at that particular point in time, having a clinic of my own with X number of years of experience would, I think, be an ideal solution.
Ideal solution, correct, very true. Life lesson or one success mantra that you follow that you would like to share with our viewers?
Believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, you cannot expect anyone else to. So you have to love yourself. 1 out of 10, it has to be on 10. And you have to also equally believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself, because if you don't, no one else will. And even when no one else does, please believe in yourself. That is the biggest test of believing in yourself.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. So love yourself, believe yourself is the most important thing. Very true.
Absolutely.
So would you, or rather, should young women look forward to taking up stunt women as their career? And if yes, is there any message that you would like to give them?
So young women can definitely take up stunts as their career, but they need to take it up with a very open perspective. They need to understand that stunts is not going to be their permanent source of bread and butter. Things are changing, technologies are changing, VFX technology is coming in. So, first answer yourself, break it down to understanding, are you doing it for your bread and butter to earn a decent income and become independent? Then I don't think that is a great idea, because you need to do something parallel with stunts. What if you don't get stunts for 6 months? What are you going to do then? Or let's say you break a leg. You're 18, on 20 you break a leg, you've got screws on your leg, now you cannot be jumping or doing anything. Still a great idea, because you're 20 and you can change your profession and track and career, and you'll have several options. Let's say you're 30. And at that age, you're breaking one of your ankle, or, probably one of your shin bones, or breaking something or the other. And at that particular point in time, what are you going to learn? Or what is it that you're going to do ahead? Chalo, it's going to take you 6 months for the surgery and the recovery and the whole rehabilitation and the entire XYZ scenario. And then post 6 months, you're not going to be back on your feet jumping from 10 feet, no? In fact, you won't even be able to jump from 3 feet. So what do you do then? That is the reason I honestly suggest every young woman, stunts is good. If you're good at it and if you're talented at it, if you've got certain backgrounds and, if you've got some certain certifications and certain backgrounds towards your fitness and, specializing in certain fields, yes, definitely. But not as your permanent source of bread and butter.
Correct.
No. So you have to learn something parallel along with it if you want to be independent, and for the rest of your life, for sure you need to do something also as a career.
Superb. So
Freelance, do anything.
Correct.
Anything. You could be a CEO of a company and still perform stunts.
Correct. You are one of the most sorted person I have met so far, who is very clear in her thoughts that, this is what I want to do, and this is how somebody should take a calculated risk and plan out their entire life. It was
Absolutely, because life
amazing
is
talking
once.
to you. Great. Absolutely.
Life is once and age is also once. It's always going up. It's not, anywhere. You can't just reverse a year. Like 2020 is being bad for so many people, but none of us can delete it, right? It still exists.
Correct. Correct.
So, yes, for sure. And I guess the earlier you plan, even parents, I would tell them to, kind of start planning early for their kids. Expose them to several options from a very young age. So, because they are exposed to options, they understand their strengths. Even if they don't, at least they know, and they are, kind of grown up with having options.
Correct.
You see, so when they are cornered, they're gonna still standing in the corner. They're gonna still their entire mindset is still gonna look at options.
Correct. Correct.
And when you pick from options, you've made the most appropriate choice rather than taking a decision. Because the decision is when you're cornered, and options is something you're not cornered. You're there. You know all your options. You evaluated every option possibility of every option, and then you picked one. So it is always gonna work in your favor 90% of the times.
Absolutely correct. Very true. So it was lovely having you and talking to you. And
Same
the
here.
one of the most important thing that I have learned about stunt performing stunt as a career or as a field is it's not just about getting that high or thrill for that couple of minutes or second. It is something which has to be thought through properly, planned out properly, and there's a lot of technique, science, skill behind it. Because a lot of
Absolutely.
people they want that constant high, and that's why they want to try out something adventurous and dangerous. So this is not about that. This is altogether a different ball game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a total different ball game. So if you want to feel the thrill of it, just pay for an adventure sport, and it's much cheaper and easier and safer. But if you want to pick it up as a profession, definitely simultaneously you have to think of other options and other avenues too. Plan your backups, plan your safety nets, and then go ahead with it.
Absolutely. Great. It was lovely having you. We have learned a lot of life lessons from you. So I'm
Which,
sure all our viewers are going to enjoy this video a lot. We wish you a safe and a secure career.
thank
And
you. Thank you so much. I wish you the same.
and I'm sure a lot of people will be inspired by your story and your journey. So thank you so much to all our viewers. Do follow Sanober on her social media platforms. I will be mentioning her links below so that you will know the amazing work that she is doing. And to know more such interesting and inspiring stories, keep following Conversations Mumbai, and do subscribe to our channel. Do hit the button like, share it with all your friends and family members, and make sure you click on the bell button so that you get a notification whenever we post our video. Thank you so much.
Thank you.